It was a typical day in our quiet suburban neighborhood, with the sun shining down on our perfectly manicured lawns and the sound of children playing in the distance. But amidst the tranquility, a sense of tension had been brewing. It all started when some of our neighbors began flying flags that expressed their opinions on various issues: Black Lives Matter, Thin Blue Line, and other ideologies. While some saw it as a way to express themselves, others saw it as a source of division and conflict. As a result, our homeowners association, HOA, decided to step in and establish a new rule. From now on, only the American flag would be allowed to fly in our neighborhood. No other flags, no matter the message or ideology, would be permitted. The decision was made in an effort to maintain a sense of unity and cohesion in our community. But little did we know, this decision would have a direct impact on our own household. The very next day, we received an email from the HOA stating that someone had reported our pride flag, which we had proudly displayed on our front porch since 2016. The email informed us that we needed to take it down, as it was no longer in compliance with the new rules. We were taken aback by the request, but we understood the reasoning behind it. We didn't want to be the ones causing any tension or conflict in our neighborhood, so we decided to comply and remove the flag. It was a difficult decision, as that flag had become a symbol of our identity and our values. But we also believed in being good neighbors and respecting the rules that governed our community. As we took down the flag, we couldn't help but feel a sense of loss and disappointment. It was as if a part of us had been silenced, and we were no longer able to express ourselves in the way that we wanted. But as we looked around our neighborhood, we noticed something that gave us an idea. The new rules stated that removable lights were permitted without restriction, and we saw an opportunity to make a statement. We decided to buy 6 colored floodlights, each one representing a color of the pride flag. We placed them strategically around our house, washing them in a rainbow of colors. It was a bold move, but we felt it was necessary. We wanted to show our neighbors that we still stood proudly behind our values, even if we couldn't fly our flag. As the sun set in our neighborhood, our house became a beacon of color and light. It was a little less subtle than our simple flag, but it was a lot more fun. We couldn't help but smile as we looked at our house, knowing that we had found a way to express ourselves within the bounds of the rules. But what we didn't expect was the attention that our little display would receive. As word spread about our colorful lights, people began to take notice. Some drove by our house, honking their horns in support. Others stopped by to take pictures and offer words of encouragement. We were overwhelmed by the outpouring of love and support, and we couldn't help but feel grateful. As the days went by, our house became a symbol of hope and resilience. It showed our neighbors that even in the face of adversity, we could find a way to express ourselves and stand up for what we believed in. And it reminded us that even in the darkest of times, there is always a way to find the light. We received messages from people all over the country, thanking us for our display and telling us how it had inspired them to stand up for their own values. We were humbled by the response, and we knew that our little act of defiance had made a big impact. But not everyone was supportive. We received some negative comments and messages from people who didn't agree with our views or who thought we were being too outspoken. We tried to ignore the negativity and focus on the positive, but it was hard not to let it get to us. Despite the backlash, we refused to back down. We knew that our display was not just about us, but about the entire LGBTQ+ community. We were standing up for our rights and our values, and we were not going to let anyone bring us down. As the weeks went by, our display became a staple of the neighborhood. People would drive by just to see it, and we would often find strangers taking pictures in front of our house. We loved seeing the joy and excitement on their faces, and we knew that our display was making a difference. One day, we received a visit from a local news station. They wanted to do a story on our display and the impact it was having on the community. We were nervous but excited, and we agreed to the interview. The segment aired a few days later, and it was amazing to see our display on TV. The reporter did a great job of capturing the spirit of our display and the impact it was having on the community. We were thrilled to see our message of love and acceptance being shared with a wider audience. After the segment aired, we received even more attention and support. People from all over the country were reaching out to us, thanking us for our display and telling us how it had inspired them. We were overwhelmed by the response, and we knew that our little act of defiance had made a big impact. In the end, our display of color and light brought our neighborhood closer together. It sparked conversations and connections, and it reminded us that we are all in this together. And as we looked out at our house, shining brightly in the night, we knew that we had made a statement that would be remembered for a long time to come.